So I want to try to make sense of this new Trump tweet with everybody. This has now jumped the line to become my favorite Trump tweet of all time. My previous favorites include the always funny, in all caps, with an exclamation point, witch hunt! I love those. Those are hilarious, especially because usually when you look at the timestamp on those, it's almost like he wakes up in the middle of the night and he's like, witch hunt! And then my other favorite was no collusion dash witch hunt with exclamation point. All caps, of course. Those are my favorite by far because they're so beautiful in their simplicity. But this one is my new favorite for different reasons. So take a look at this. A real scandal is the one-sided coverage hour by hour of networks like NBC and Democrat spin machines like Saturday Night Live. It is all nothing less than unfair news coverage and Dem commercials. Should be tested in courts. Can't be legal. Only defame and belittle. Collusion? Bro, what? Now, I'm a well-known hater of Saturday Night Live. I just think they're so not edgy, and they're just so fucking milquetoast and right along with mainstream politics in America, and they're just establishment Democrat. I kind of agree with him that they're just like the establishment Democrat defense squad, and I don't even find their jokes funny. So I don't I don't like SNL. But look at this sheer lunacy he's spewing. I think it honestly looks like he loses track of what he's saying in the middle of his tweet, and then he switched the topic, right? Because he said, it's nothing less than unfair news coverage and Dem commercials. Should be tested in courts. Can't be legal. SNL jokes should be tested in court? That can't, what the fuck are you talking about that can't be illegal? And then he says only defame and belittle. Yeah, you're allowed to defame and you're allowed to belittle in a country that has freedom of speech and freedom of the press. Of course you're allowed to defame and belittle. You can do it all day long. There's nothing illegal about that. But he literally said, should be tested in courts. Can't be legal. What the fuck are you babbling about? But then he finishes with collusion? Collusion? What do you mean collusion? Collusion with who? Did you, lose track of where you were going and then you flipped in your mind to the Mueller investigation? And you tried to do the old, no collusion here, you colluded. Did he try to do that? Remember in the debates when Hillary Clinton called him a puppet, and he's like, not a puppet, not a puppet, no puppet. No, you're the puppet. No, you're the puppet. That's what this... Collusion? What fucking collusion? What are you talking about? That doesn't belong in this. You could have ended the tweet before the collusion. By the way, it still would have been a crazy fucking tweet. But you added collusion. Why'd you add collusion? That doesn't fit in the fucking... Collusion with who? Is he talking about collusion between Oh, maybe that's it. He's talking about collusion between the Democratic Party and SNL. And he's saying that can't be legal if you guys colluded to make jokes that belittle me. By the way, they didn't do that, number one, but they don't have to do that. Number two, if they did do that, it still wouldn't matter. That's still not illegal. I mean, this is fucking... I mean, come on, man. Come on, Don. Which gets to the biggest point here, which is, if you're on the right and you consider yourself a free speech warrior, dude, speak up. Come on. What are you doing? I mean, this is, if Obama said something like this, imagine, just take out SNL, put in Fox News. A real scandal is the one-sided coverage hour by hour of networks like Fox News and their spin machines. It is all nothing less than unfair news coverage and Republican commercials. Should be tested in courts. Can't be legal. Only defame and belittle. Collusion? If Obama had said that, there would be, for a week straight on Fox News, everybody would be having an aneurysm live on air, saying, this is the most anti-First Amendment president I've ever seen in my life. He hates the Constitution. He hates freedom of speech. I can't believe the things that he's saying. What an authoritarian through and through. And by the way, they'd be correct if they said that, and Obama had said this. That'd be true. He despises the First Amendment, despises the Constitution, doesn't believe in a free press when it's negative on him. but it's Trump who said it. And now all the free speech warriors, and Trump has a history of this stuff, man. We've spoken about it. We're one of the few outlets that have spoken about it. Trump threatened to, no, I don't know if he threatened to, I think he actually did sue Bill Maher over a joke. Trump didn't like a joke that Bill Maher did that was against Trump. It compared Trump to like a fucking monkey or something because of his hair and shit like that. I don't remember the details of it. But so Trump sued Maher and said, I don't like that joke. What? He threatened to sue The Onion over a satire piece about him. He has repeatedly said we should, quote, open up the libel laws. And he thinks we should have free speech laws more like the UK, where they don't have as free speech as we have here in the US. It's much more regulated. That's what he wants. So the dude who's viewed as like Trump ushered in this era of like, oh yeah, Trump is going to bash these anti-free speech social justice warriors on college campuses. He is the right-wing social justice warrior. He's not sure if SNL making fun of him is legal or not. That's insanity, man. What a thin-skinned little bitch. What a little bitch. God damn it. He hates free speech. He hates the First Amendment. He hates that he can be portrayed in a negative light. That's what he hates. And I think it's utter bullshit, and I think everybody – I actually am a free speech absolutist. I actually do believe that we should lean as heavily as possible on the side of free speech. And to see a president threatening fucking lawsuits, it should be tested in courts, can't be legal when they make fun of me. Fuck off, man. Jesus Christ. And there's a reason – this is big in the news because a comedian spoke about this, and the comedian used to work on The Apprentice. And he said Donald Trump is, quote, a speed freak. He said that he literally snorts Adderall, which kind of explains what, remember in some of the debates where Trump would be talking and be like he would snort, he'd sniff in like, and everybody's like, whoa, everybody who had been a coke user weighed in and was like, oh, that's what that is. You only sniff like that if you're a coke user. And I thought, hey, that does kind of make sense, but it turns out now it makes even more sense because they say, no, it's not coke, it's Adderall. So I think he has a legal prescription of Adderall, and he snorted it before the debate. Point is, they're saying, like, dude, he's like a speed freak. And I wake up some mornings, and I go on Twitter, and you see a fucking, like, 8-tweet storm from Trump on some shit, and it's all high energy, and it's just like, damn, son, where you get this from? And it's possible. It's possible he's doing Adderall. Now, unlike other people, I'm not holding that against him. That doesn't bother me. The Adderall doesn't bother me. The ideology bothers me. Being anti-First Amendment bothers me. Everything else about his ideology bothers me. The Adderall I don't give a fuck about. But I think it actually is funny and probably true, which is really interesting. The speed freak president with his incoherent tweet storms. That's the stage that we're at right now.